a day. So the topics that I'll touch base on are why 5 meals per day, calorie counting, my plate, dietary guidelines, nutrient density, food options, and meal planning. So 5 meals a day, I have a lot of questions a lot of times of why 5 meals instead of 3. The answer is after 3 hours without food, your blood sugar begins to fall. After 4 hours, your body's already digested the food that you ate, and after 5 hours, your blood sugar begins to plummet, which at that point, your body's needing energy, and then you tend to just grab whatever you have available versus trying to choose something more healthy. So if you start the day with your breakfast and then eat every 3 to 4 hours after that, you won't go overboard at mealtime. Of course, quality calories and portion sizes ultimately make the difference. And then meal planning can help to get the 5 meals that are quality calories within a day. So calorie counting. This is kind of more of a rough estimate for you guys, so that way you don't feel like, oh, I have to have this specific amount, but it'll kind of guide you with how you plan your meals. So how you calculate your calorie level is to take your current weight in pounds and multiply that times 11. That gives you your baseline. You take your baseline plus 400, which is your fixed calorie burn, which that just basically means what you will burn each day, guaranteed just by living and breathing. So that equals your caloric need. If you're wanting to lose weight, you take your caloric need minus, I put 750 up here for a calorie deficit. It actually, to lose weight, you consume 500 to 1,000 fewer calories than your usual intake. So 750 is right in the middle, and that would be your target calories. So for example, on here I put, if you're 160 pounds, you multiply that times 11, and that would be 1,760 for your baseline. You take that 1,760 plus the 400, that would be 2,160 calories. That would be how many calories you need to maintain your 160 pounds. Now, if you're wanting to lose weight, you can take the 2,160 minus 750, and then that would equal the 1,410. So that would be the calories to consume for weight loss. Again, you can go from 500 to 1,000 on there, that's the middle, but I do have on there, women need at least 1,200 calories per day, and men require at least 1,500 calories per day to be, just to have enough energy throughout the day. So if you're a 160-pound man, the 1,410 would not be qualified for you. You need to at least get the 1,500 versus the 1,200. That's within that for a woman. And then you would take that calorie need and then divide it up into 3 meals and 2 snacks or 5 small meals per day, depending on how you want to eat. So on here is my plate. This is what the government's come up with instead of the pyramid that you used to see. And so they've broken it down so that way it's a little bit easier to kind of figure out how much you need to eat. So it's showing half of your plate as fruits and vegetables, and then the other half is grains and protein, and then of course the dairy on the side, which is what we're promoting for trying to either drink. Protein can also obviously come from dairy sources as well, but you just kind of make each change a little one toward this goal of your plate. Again, with our 5 meals a day, what you could do is break up this plate to where you change up fruits and proteins, vegetables and grains, and so on. But yeah, on here, it's just saying, think of each change as a personal win on your path to living healthier. Each win is a change you make to build your healthy eating style. Find little victories that fit into your lifestyle and celebrate. I'm one to always push baby steps. You can't change overnight and completely, so you always have to celebrate each little victory that you make, and then once you hit that goal, make a new one. So a few easy small changes that you can make are make half your plate fruits and vegetables. Focus on whole fruits, which just means raw or frozen. Try to avoid the like canned fruits and stuff like that. So that way it doesn't have that added sugar and things. It's just the natural sugar from fruits. And to vary your vegetables. I know a lot of us tend to get in a rut of, I like carrots, I like potatoes. So it's changing up what your vegetables are to where you can have a salad with spinach one day or kale, and then another day have broccoli and carrots and things like that. So just change up your vegetables so that way you can get different vitamins and minerals from that. Another change is to make half your grains whole grains. So the best way to do that is to look on the nutrition label, and it'll tell you if it's a whole grain or enriched grain. So you want to have the whole grain rather than the enriched. To vary your protein routine, that's the kind of the same thing as the vegetables tend to get into a rut of, I like chicken, so I'm going to eat chicken all the time, but it's really good for you to get, chicken, beef, pork, fish. People don't like fish a lot of times, but it's good to add that into there. And then again, like I said, that's your yogurts and things like that have protein. And then eat and drink the right amount for you. A lot of times we overlook drinking, that a lot of things that we drink have calories in them, and so you have to equate those calories into this diet as well. So dietary guidelines, you want to consume an healthy eating pattern that accounts for all food and beverages within an appropriate calorie level. That's what we touched base on last time. Specified limits can help individuals achieve healthy eating patterns within calorie limits. So with this, to try to consume less than 10% of your calories per day from added sugars. Also to try to consume less than 10% of your calories per day from saturated fats. And to consume less than 2,300 milligrams per day of sodium. And with sodium, I always try to urge people to watch for the monounsaturated glutamate, which is MSG. So you have to kind of look on the back for that. You want to kind of go toward sea salt versus the MSG. If alcohol is consumed, it should be consumed in moderation, up to 1 drink per day for women and up to 2 drinks per day for men, and only by adults of legal drinking age, of course. In addition to diet, physical activity is important to promote health and reduce the risk of chronic disease. Diet and physical activity are the 2 parts of the calorie balance equation to help manage body weight. So with that, again, the more exercise you do, that helps with that calorie deficit. So if you participate in exercise, you're burning off calories. Calories are energy, so that's, again, your deficit. Nutrient density. So this is something that I use a lot of times that I'm sure is kind of a confusing term. But food supplies both nutrients and calories. That's probably one of those, yeah, duh, we know this. But the key to optimizing your health and achieving your ideal body weight is to eat predominantly those foods that have a relatively high portion of nutrients. The nutrients are your vitamins and minerals, which are non-caloric food factors. 2 calories, which are usually your carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. If you need to lose weight, you will find that the more nutrient-dense food you consume, the more you will be satisfied with fewer calories, and the less you'll crave low-nutrient empty calories. So on here I have a picture of your stomach. So basically you can see oil. That's 400 calories of oil. That's not going to satisfy you as much versus the 400 calories of chicken, which is going to satisfy you more, versus 400 calories of vegetables is going to fill you up for a longer period of time. So you can see how vegetables have a lot more nutrient density within them, and therefore you're going to stay full for longer. So breakfast options. Breakfast is important. You need energy in the morning to get going. If you think about it, you've slept hopefully at least 8 hours overnight. Some of us 6, whatever. But that's that whole time you haven't eaten. So when you wake up, you are desperate for that energy again. So you have to replenish your calories in the morning. And in fact, people who regularly eat breakfast tend to weigh less than those who skip their morning meal. So with this, I tend to tell people that we have like the reverse pyramid for our metabolism. So you start off at the beginning of the day with your highest metabolism, and then it kind of works down from there. So that's also how I try to urge people to look at your calories, is try to make the most of your calories in the morning and then kind of slowly taper it off from there. Some options that I have on here that would be good nutrient-dense options would be like oatmeal, boiled eggs, grapefruit, of course KSN Greek yogurt, and obviously you guys can read here, and then lunch dinner options. These are just a whole bunch of different ideas that you can have, and a lot of them I've posted on the internet. If you haven't seen them, I'll probably be posting them here soon for different recipes. But yeah, I mean, we've seen the grilled chicken salad, apple walnut chicken salad. The baked tilapia would also be the Parmesan crusted tilapia, things like that. So lots of different options that are healthy and also taste good. And then snack options. With these snacks, I try to say let them be the fillers that you miss from your lunch and dinner. So let's say that you do the 3 larger meals and then 2 snacks to get your 5 meals in per day. If you didn't get enough fruit and protein, let's say, then you'd want to go for like the KSN Greek yogurt with fresh berries, versus if you missed out on vegetables, then you'd want to head more toward the raw veggies and hummus or tzatziki sauce if you've had enough protein. So you kind of just vary it up, and that's again how meal planning can be very beneficial, to pick out what you already want ahead of time and then go from there. So I've made up some examples to show you how realistic it is to stay within like 1,200 calories per day, 1,600 calories per day, and 2,000 calories per day. Obviously you can kind of change it up based upon where you are. But for like 1,200 calories per day, I have on there for breakfast you get a ½ cup oatmeal and a banana. Snack, your first snack would be the Greek yogurt and fresh berries. For lunch you get stuffed bell peppers. For your second snack you get the raw veggies and hummus. And then for dinner you get the sirloin with baked squash slices. So to me that seems like a really substantial day for meals, and that's at the least amount of calories that a person could have for a woman per day. And then you just kind of work it up from there. And again, if you exercise more, then you're probably going to need more calories as well. So if you exercise next to every day, you probably need to be closer to the 1,600 calories per day or the 2,000 calories per day. Are there any questions? No?
How do you feel about that Shakeology? I saw you had it written
Oh,
on
I was
there.
going to ask the same question.
Was
I haven't
there-
ever really done it myself before, but I think that you always have to change things up. So I think this Shakeology, they like want you to just do shakes.
Yeah.
But I think that if you utilize that as like a snack or something, then that's okay. It's just pretty much making up a protein shake. But I wouldn't say to do that for your everyday meal, because I think it's really important to change things up.
Now, when you talk about like shakes in the morning, do you make something from scratch? Do you use something purchased?
I usually do it from scratch. So
Have you
use
given
it.
us recipes for that yet?
I haven't, but I'll be doing my next presentation. I'll be doing that, and I can actually start posting a couple of those on the intranet.
I think that'd be good.
Yeah, yeah, because they're pretty easy as long as you have like a blender.
Yeah.
So like I have the Ninja at home, and
Right.
just putting it in one serving and just pushing
Yeah.
that.
I think that'd be really good. 'Cause,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Easy, and
A lot
then
of
you guys
stuff.
have a lot of stuff here that
Yeah.
you can use
Right.
for those. So
And we have the Ninja here, and
yeah, so
I think
that would be
good.
cool. Yeah, and if not for breakfast, then as a snack. too.
Yeah. Because I don't eat breakfast very much. I think maybe if we could do something like that here, I would.
Yeah, well, and that's easy too, to drink your
Right.
breakfast.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Versus having to like stop and actually eat, because that's a lot of times what I'll do is I'll drink my breakfast while I'm doing a whole bunch of other things.
Right.
So it's like
Yeah.
multitasking.
I think that'd be great.
Anything else?